I'd like to call to order the Spring Hill Municipal Board of Zoning Appeals. What is the day? March 19th, 2024. Members present: Terry Cantroll, Chairman; Rob Roten, Vice Chairman; Brandon McCulloch; Jim Hagegeman; Dan Anderson; staff present: Josh Hogan, City Attorney; Jackson Reed, Associate Planner and Director of Codes, Dwayne Hicks. General announcement: procedural rules for public comment will be as follows. Items will be taken in the order of the agenda. Audience members wishing to speak in regard to an agenda item must be recognized by the chairman, who will have 5 minutes to address the Board of Zoning Appeals. No rebuttal remarks will be allowed. Public comment has also been provided through BOZA Public Comment at springhilltennessee.org email address. Public comment on non-agenda items. Carol? Jonathan Duda?
Good evening, I'm Jonathan Duda, 4006 Campania Strata. I'm here this evening to represent the Board of Zoning, excuse me.
No.
Board of Directors for the Benevento Homeowners Association. I'm a resident of Benevento, and I'd like to speak to the two items on our agenda, and I think probably be most appropriate to talk to them during those items, unless you would wish for me to talk to them now.
Now, these are public comments on non-agenda.
Well, I am totally out of order, and so
many have said that, many will.
I'll sit down.
Carol?
I think she's here for the same agenda.
No, I sent my email, and I'm very emotional and passionate in my life and in my words, but just the bottom line is I'm here to speak on behalf of the people who are concerned about it. Is that a non-agenda item?
I didn't say non-agenda item.
So
Patience,
okay.
everyone. I know you're eager. Chris, have you got any?
this is when Jonathan told me to raise my hand, so I was following.
Go back and sit down. Okay. Moving right along. Is there any other? Okay. Approval of the December 19th, 2023 and February 21st, 2024 zoning appeals meeting minutes. Do I hear a motion? Dan, is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Is there any old business? Old people. New business. Get ready. 1, BZA 1562-2024. Submitted by Acclaim Properties. The property is located at 3000 Vino Vinto Drive for Vino Vinto subdivision is zoned R2. The site contains approximately 0.306 acres. The applicant is requesting a special use for a community pool. Jackson?
Thank you. The applicant is requesting special use for a community pool, more specifically defined as a country club, as our UDC states. Per UDC Article 8, this country club requires a special use, which is why it's being brought forward. This will make the pool only accessible by Benevento subdivision homeowners. The subject site is currently vacant and sits on the corner of Benevento and Duplex. Through discussions with the planning department, the applicant was informed the need to submit a special use permit for this. The area is surrounded by R2 zonings, so it does meet use matrix. Excuse me. As proposed on the site plan, the special use would allow for the development of a community pool, which is defined as a country club, as previously stated. The applicant has met UDC requirements regarding USPS first-class mailing of notices to all adjacent property owners. Staff did receive 4 public comments. Those have been given to board members. Staff has identified 3 options for the Board of Zoning Appeals. The first option is to defer this application to the April 16th, 2024 BOZA meeting. Option 2, the Board of Zoning Appeals moves to deny this request. And option 3 is a motion to approve. If BOZA decides to deny this application, please be specific in stating the reasons of denial. And with that, I conclude my staff report and enter the staff report, application, and applicant materials into the formal records and the findings of fact. Thank you.
As a point of order, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to note that the public comments are being included with the agenda materials and staff report as part of the public record.
We've received 4 or 5.
4.
4. Somewhat negative.
Do we want to do both of these at the same time, simultaneously? They're covering the same plot.
Josh, what do you think?
I think the discussion can be largely the same. I would recommend 2 separate votes because you have 2 different standards of approval for special use versus the variance.
Is there comments by the public? Toss a coin
May-
as to
may-
who rushes the podium.
May I suggest the chair recognize the lady who spoke earlier, the public comment, and then allow the applicant to go second and address the board?
Ma'am?
I'm Carol McLaughlin. We've lived there for 11 years, 3221 Santa Sophia Way. Just 2 specific things that I just wanted to hone in on after talking to a lot of our neighbors, especially around the pond and closest to the pool. Just the hazardous traffic conflict. The 4-space pool parking area will be right at that intersection of Benevento. And right now, coming in, even people backing out from their house, there's a conflict there. So it's going to it's going to have some effect on us coming in the front gate, in and out, in and out, in and out. And also, the overflow parking might be, they said last summer at our HOA meeting, that it might be around the pond, which is only a very small space. The road is barely two lanes. And so that would mean that if they couldn't park in those 4 spaces, they would be parking around the pond in front of the homes. And so there's a lot of concern about that too. And it's more the location than having a wonderful pool. We're just concerned about the location. Any questions?
Is the pond
Any questions?
the somewhat circular?
Yes, sir.
There's nothing in that? Okay. I mean, there's no houses in the pond.
No, that's the pond, like where the pink is, right up from that's the pond, and there's about 10 or so houses around that. And that's where they said the overflow parking would go if people couldn't get into the 4 spaces for the pool. And we're not, that's a concern for us. I have grandchildren that come over all the time and running across the street and having to see if cars are parked in front of my house, and it's a concern for not just me, but for others. And I think you got a couple of letters from some of the others that are concerned about it.
There's only 4 parking spaces?
At the pool.
Okay.
So, just,
You have any further comments?
I think that's just a big issue, the traffic thing and the parking and the danger of the intersection, the hazardous conflict at the intersection.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Unknown person of interest?
Thank you. Jonathan Duda, 4006 Campania Strata. And